Why is it that despite our recognition of bad or destructive leadership, many of us continue to follow these people? Here to answer that question today is Jean Lipman-Blumen, author of The Allure of Toxic Leaders. Jean, thank you for joining us.
I'm really happy to be here.
Jean, you lump such corporate criminals like Ken Lay and Michael Milken alongside some of history's most infamous like Hitler and Stalin. What do they have in common?
Toxic leaders have many things in common. Perhaps the thing that is the hallmark of toxic leaders is that they leave us worse off than they found us. And they do that by inflicting serious and enduring harm. So we're not talking about the ordinary annoying boss who gets on our case periodically. We're talking about people who do serious damage to other people and to organizations and institutions and sometimes nations, maybe the world. We judge toxic leaders by the dysfunctional behavioral qualities that they demonstrate, such as lack of integrity, amorality, greed, enormous egos, a whole range of really destructive and dysfunctional behaviors and personal characteristics.
Other books have examined toxic leaders. Yours also looks at their followers. Why should we be concerned with them?
I think it's more important to be concerned with followers than with the leaders, because it's the followers' consent that allow leaders to flourish. You can't be a leader if you don't have followers. And so I'm interested in looking at those aspects of us as human beings in our human condition, ordinary, non-neurotic followers. And I want to ask the question, why do we not only tolerate, but sometimes prefer, and occasionally even create toxic leaders? This yearning for some godlike figure, human or divine, to take care of us, to promise us safety, to create the illusion that we'll live forever, that we're heroes, that we are among the chosen, that we can be at the center of action. These are the illusions that we cling to, and they are the conduits through which toxic leaders reach in and grab us.
You say that we need and seek out leaders, even bad ones. Can you tell us why we do that?
There are all kinds of psychological reasons that make us vulnerable to toxic leaders. We want to feel, and this is one that crosses over between the human condition and psychology, we want immortality. We want to live forever. And if not physically, then symbolically. And so if a leader can promise us that by joining that leader's noble vision or that leader's cause, that we will be doing something that's so important and so memorable that we will go down in history, that is a very seductive illusion that leaders create for us.
Well, Jean, thank you very much for being with us today.
Well, thank you. It was fun. It was my pleasure. And I hope maybe we've taken at least one small step for humankind to keep them from the clutches of toxic leaders.
Jean Lipman-Blumen is a renowned professor and researcher in the fields of organizational behavior and public policy. Her book, The Allure of Toxic Leaders, is not only an intriguing work, but an important one that exposes why we knowingly follow, frequently prefer, and sometimes even create toxic leaders.
Most toxic leaders spend an immense amount of time polishing up their charisma. And if they would spend that much time polishing up their characters, I'd have less to write about.